Hey guys, welcome to question MM230 of the Maths Methods Fortify study guide. So we've got this point P on the line, y equals negative root 3, in the question it says root 3x take 4 plus y equals 0, such that theta, the angle between OP and the x-axis, gives the minimum length for OP. So we want the minimum length of OP, where OP is the line segment from the origin to P. Find the value of theta and this minimum length. Awesome. So I've just rewritten the equation as y equals negative root 3x plus 4, just so that we can see in the mx plus c form. Awesome. So the biggest thing here, guys, is that if OP is a minimum, it means that it has to be perpendicular to this line, right? Because if this was anything other than perpendicular, it's like if we're going from O up to here, this bit here is going to be longer than this perpendicular section, and likewise this way as well. So whenever we've got a minimum length, it means that those two lines are going to be perpendicular to each other, which is the first key to this question. So in order to find the coordinate and this angle, we're going to need to find the gradient and the equation of the line OP so that we can find the point of intersection. So from here, let's deal with the gradient first. So we know that the gradient of the original is negative root 3, because this is our m value here, which means that the gradient of OP is going to be the negative reciprocal of that, which means negative 1 over the gradient of the original, which is negative root 3, which gives us 1 on root 3. So this is our gradient of OP. Awesome. So in terms of theta, how we work that out, we know that the gradient is 1 on root 3, which means that rise over run is equal to 1 on root 3. Right? So if we can kind of imagine this as a triangle, we have this triangle here, which is theta here. Rise is 1, run is root 3, which means that our theta is going to equal the inverse tan of opposite over hypotenuse. So 1 over root 3. Sorry, opposite over adjacent. Which means, according to our trig tables and our triangles, theta is equal to pi on 6, right? So just taking a step back for a second, this is our first mark, figuring out that the gradient is 1 on root 3. Our second mark comes here, where we find our theta. So remember that finding theta is part of the question, and we need to do this. So that's our first thing. So that's where we get our second mark from. And now we also need to find the length, right? So we need to find the length from O to P. And the only way we're going to do that is if we can find the coordinates of P first, which is going to come about by equating our two lines. So we know that because this passes through the origin, our y-intercept for OP is 0, which means that our full equation is going to be 1 on root 3, because that's our gradient, x, plus 0, right? Because our y-intercept is at 0. And then our original was y equals negative root 3, x plus 4. So we need to now equate these, right, to find our point of intersection. So 1 over root 3x is equal to negative root 3x plus 4. And keeping in mind we don't have a calculator for this one, so we're just going to need to do this by hand. From here we get x equals negative 3x plus 4 root 3. And we can get x on both sides, sorry, one side. And from here we get x equals root 3. So that's told us that the x value of P is root 3, and now we just need to find our y value. So let's just get rid of all this. So to find our y value, we can simply sub it into our equation. So we know that y is equal to 1 on root 3 x, so y is equal to 1 on root 3 times our root 3, which is our x value, which equals just 1. So y equals 1. So P occurs at root 3, 1. So from here we can find our length, right? Because we know that we've got O, which is 0, 0, and we've got P, which is root 3, 1. So our length is going to equal our distance formula, right? Which is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So wait, let's go up here. So our length is equal to square root of root 3 minus 0 squared plus 1 minus 0 squared. Now, root 3 squared is just 3. So 3 plus 1 squared is just 1. So 3 plus 1, root 4, which equals 2 units. This is our third and final mark and our final answer. So we just need to make sure that we answer the question fully, in that we answer what theta is as well as the minimum length. Okay, so theta was pi on 6 and the length, the minimum length, was 2 units. Guys, if you have any questions about this, please hit me up in the comments below. But thanks for watching and see you in the next video.